Thank you all very much. And I'm not going home. I'm staying here. This is an incredible place.
Given what we know now, if you were in Dr. Fauci's position, would you have denied that the NIH's role in gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab?
No.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What's going on, Habibis? I'm Siraj Hashmi.
And I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. Welcome to another episode of Habibi Power Hour. Before we get into the show, Habibi Hour. Did I say Habibi?
Yeah, you did. Well, I mean, you did just come from peeing.
Come. Yes, we're live on Rumble right now, and my Ramadan brain's kicking in severely hard, so that's why we didn't do a cold open. But also, I can't even think. But
are you sure we're live on Rumble? Because usually I see the indication up on the top left on StreamYard, but I don't see it on there.
Shit.
Wait.
Looks like it wasn't selected. Hold on one second. Let's hold on 1 second. We're starting this over. Hold on. It says
it's selected now. Now it's there. Amazing.
All right, let's give it a second. Hold on. Let's restart.
Restart. Do it again. Do the intro again.
Do it again.
Do it again. Take us out.
Thank you all very much. And I'm not going home. I'm staying here. This is an incredible place.
Given what we know now, if you were in Dr. Fauci's position, would you have denied that the NIH's role in gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab?
No.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For the first time tonight?
Yeah, first time tonight. There's nothing you hadn't seen before here. Welcome, Habibis. I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. Welcome to another episode of Habibi Power Hour. First time we did that intro. We never broadcasted that intro before. So
Nope, not at all. People watching on YouTube.
We're on Rumble now.
Yes.
But if you were watching before on YouTube, you may have seen a massive boomer moment. And,
right. Let's just say somebody forgot to put the Rumble keys on for the stream.
I did not. But
I said somebody. Look, we have interns. Our interns are the ones who get fired over this.
That's actually true. 100%. Essentially 100% true.
Even though it's our fault, it's their fault.
It is actually.
They should have double checked. I mean, they know who they're dealing with here.
I know. You're dealing with a boomer who has severe Ramadan brain, and I just want to make it clear that they're the ones to blame.
Do you know how much you're going to have to make up to Allah for blaming him for all of these downfalls during Ramadan? The whole point of Ramadan is to go through this suffering.
Oh, I know. It's not like I'm not blaming Allah. I definitely am.
Well, that's why you're going to have to make up. You're going to have to make up the whole month of Ramadan again because your fasts are invalid.
Well, you actually informed me of a very important hadith in which it is actually haram to tell bad jokes in the month bad jokes, right? Bad dad jokes.
Yeah, bad whitewashed dad jokes. You're not allowed to actually say them during Ramadan, and that's why we actually took that down for today.
Yeah.
And luckily, I mean, Eid is what? Eid is in
2
this
days.
weekend?
Yeah, Friday. Thursday
It's on
night,
Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday night, Friday. Eid is on Thursday night, Friday. So, inshallah, we'll have a day of rage. And by rage, I mean you're going to finally eat ass again.
Yes.
There you
Inshallah.
go.
Essentially,
Inshallah.
100%. I will say, though, what's been interesting, it's our Habibi Power Hour. Our third birthday is on Friday. It's on Eid.
It's on Eid. Look at that.
It's on Eid.
Imagine how that happens. If this doesn't make you believe in Allah, I don't know what will.
Nothing. It's actually impossible. I don't understand how anybody would not believe in Allah. It actually is very on brand for us to start the show 2 days after 420, because we slept through like the entire.
Wait a minute. 2 days after. What are you talking about? It's
422.
It's 418. Oh, you're talking about our anniversary. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you?
I thought you said you.
Saturday,
I thought you were talking about today, starting it.
Bro, my brain is so fried. Yeah, it's Saturday, not Friday. I'm such an idiot.
You are. You are. But it's okay.
It's okay. And for the Habibis watching right now who do not know what Ramadan is, so you can understand the complete plight that this guy is going through right now. It's kind of like, how do I explain? It's kind of like Lent, but you instead of giving up like a certain thing or like meats or whatever, you give up eating. So you fast from sunrise to sunset. You can't even drink water. And for some reason, that's supposed to make it seem like it's even worse than what it is. Listen, I was fasting when I was 4 years old. Okay. All right. From 4 years old, learning how to sneak bags of chips from Allah's view and eat them.
All you have to do is just get a tinfoil hat, and Allah can't see your intentions. What your intentions?
No, you have to eat with the Bible. If you eat with the Bible, Allah can't see you.
It's true. Yeah. You put the Bible like right over your mouth. Allah can't see it. It's beautiful. Anyways, right. Habibis, $5 a month to join our locals. We actually now added a new value prop to it. In addition to having the non-pores chat in the Discord server, we're now actually playing games with the Habibis. Like on Sunday night, we did Jackbox games, Jack Me Off games, right? That's what's called.
Yes, that's what it's called. And basically, it's kind of like party games that you can play with a group of people, all online. You play with your phones. You have different prompts on your phone that you have to answer and mix up and stuff. So it was a lot of fun playing with the Habibis.
No, it was actually very refreshing to play.
Yeah. It was like a test. It was a test one because we're going to be doing them live as well. So even people in Rumble can join in and watch and actually participate.
Absolutely. Essentially 100%. And it'll be nice to get a little audience to watch and have some fun with. Be like a game show. So
yeah.
Anyways, so that's that. We have a promo right now. Jen Rubin's 69 420. Get 2 months
I don't even know. I don't know why you made it even more complicated. Like it was already complicated to begin with.
It's literally it was like in the description.
Jen Rubin 69, and then now you're like Jen Rubin
420 69.
420 69 369.
Yeah, Jen Rubin 420 69. Or you just hit that join button and plug in that promo code for Jen Rubin 420 69. Why am I here? Oh my god. Well, I looked to check on the YouTube stream, and the feedback started coming in. God, I am such a boomer today. Anyways, big news day, Jay. Big news day.
Yes.
We now have major development in the defamation lawsuit filed by Dominion Voting Systems against Fox News. And do we have a clip of that? Do we have a clip of any of that? No, we don't. It just.
Oh, very nice. That is really good.
You.
I mean, you should have seen the tweets that were happening live. Like for example, Oliver Darcy at CNN was tweeting, "Oh no, now we saw the lawyers go into a room and there's been a delay with the judge and nobody's telling us what's going on." And it's like, What the fuck do you think is going on, man? They're making a deal.
Yeah,
It works.
Well, for one, it's a complete cop-out by Fox. Hold on. Are we still on YouTube? Come join the stream over on Rumble because this is definitely going to get us demonetized. So we'll see over there. Okay, we're now just exclusively on Rumble. Let's talk some shit. Okay, Jay? So first of all, it's a complete cop-out by Fox News. They, for one, they wanted to save their own skin.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether they actually believed in the
election fraud narrative.
The election fraud narrative. And people call it the big lie, but it's so funny because like both sides believe it's the big lie, as in they just accuse the other side of lying a ton. Now we can't state for a fact that everything that has been alleged has actually happened, but there's a lot of shady shit happening. So this definitely just like, I'm not surprised by the whole settlement, Jay. I don't know about you. When you saw it, what went through your mind?
Well, I mean, $787 million was the settlement deal in order for them to be able to sell it out of court. And what was funny watching it all the way up to it, you saw a lot of wish casting. Like you saw MSNBC stating like, you know what, if they were going to settle, the way they should settle is Dominion needs to get every single one of them to go out live on air and state that they were lying and that they didn't believe it. And it has to happen on the hour of the hour, at the top of the show, at the end of the show. And then that's how they settle. And they settled with the dollar amount, and then that's it. They don't have to do anything else. They don't have to say shit. They don't have to admit anything. Literally they don't have to say anything.
They don't have to do anything. And here's what happened. This is what we lose by not having an actual trial. One, we don't get discovery. And that you don't get witnesses on the stand. You don't get any Fox News talent going up on the stand and testifying under oath what they knew when they knew it. And also being shown exactly what they said behind the scenes, which is part of that discovery process. That's something that had already been made. I don't know if it was made public by a leak or if it was made public by the court. Do you know, Jay?
It's probably by a leak.
I feel like it was by a leak. But anyways, the text messages that were happening between hosts like Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and the like, basically all of them doubting that the election in 2020 was stolen. Now, say what you want about like whether it was stolen or not. We don't really care about, we're not going to cry over spilled milk. I mean, it is objectively bad that Joe Biden is the president right now. Mm-hmm. And I think we can all state that if the election had gone one way or the other, someone would probably be setting their hair on fire. And it just happens that regardless.
Well, I mean, we saw it when Trump became president. The narrative behind it was Russia, was the Russians stole the election, and they're the ones who did it. So it's a different kind of election denialism, but they're the righteous one that can actually make these claims compared to
they're the ones who don't get sued for defamation. They're the ones who don't have to worry about getting disbarred or getting legally sanctioned. They're the ones who don't get canceled. And it's because the elite, the establishment elite specifically want that type of discord, that type of disinformation to spread because it benefits them. And as soon as it doesn't, that's when they start bringing out the pitchforks and the torches. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They were trying to make an example of Fox News, and Fox News caved. Plain and simple. Fox News could have fought it. They could have actually made it so that they wouldn't have to settle that much money out of court. But they decided to pay the higher price in order to save their own skin, their own reputation of their hosts, so that basically people wouldn't lose their audience. Because that's more important to them. And in terms of ad dollars, in terms of dollars, like it's like I think I saw a tweet saying that like the $787 million settlement is like worth 4% of Fox News's actual value.
No,
4%.
not 4%. That's way too high. 4%? I think that's
Yeah, I
high.
mean, look, it was a lib who came up with that math,
and the
so
thing
it could
is,
have been wrong.
with this dollar settlement as well is that it's probably going to be paid out by insurance. They're probably not going to even have to pay a dime out of their cash reserves.
I mean, but even if they did, like, that's a drop in the bucket for Fox.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely for them not to be able to have to go through this trial and drag it on and have narratives formed from other people who are going to splice shit and take shit. They're in the media business. They know how this works, and they know that they have more enemies than allies, especially within MSNBC and CNN. Like they would splice the shit out of those hearings to just form the narrative that they want over these hearings. Yeah, I think Fox did the smart thing here and settled quietly out of court, not having to do anything else, just settle it, have it.
Given how everything in like the courts have become like a circus, like whether it was, say Trump from a couple weeks ago to before that with like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and even Gwyneth Paltrow, like I think Fox News specifically looked at those and was like, do we want to be the next one on the chopping block? Because that's exactly, there's no upside really to in terms of like Fox's long-term strategy in which they're trying to ensure, like if in the digital age where basically any clip can be immortalized by going viral on social media, like Fox News at least understands that they would get absolutely destroyed. Like their hosts would lose whatever integrity that their hosts actually had, it would be completely eroded with their actual core audience if they were basically put up to the witness stand. Exactly. So
yeah, a lot of them would be singing, especially if you had somebody like Hannity up there and stuff. I mean, Brett Baer and other probably just him really has the only real integrity of the whole fucking place. He'll be the only one who wouldn't sway that much. But you get somebody like Hannity up there, or if you get somebody like anyone from the Fast Five or anything like that, it would have been the Morning Five. What are they called? The Morning Five?
Fox and Friends.
Fox and Friends, or the Fox Five, or whatever.
Oh, Fox Five. Oh, Fox Five is like a local station. Are you talking about?
Is it? No, those five. They're like fucking idiots every morning. They're like really.
Yeah, Fox and Friends.
Fox and Friends. Thank you. Them and Hannity, and also probably even what's the comedian's name? The
Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah, you would see a huge different tune. But the funniest thing is about all of this is that you would see the same kind of switch with any of these reporters and anchors and journalists from any of these other networks that were screaming about Russia collusion for 4 years. You would see them completely change their tune if they were up on the stand, forced to actually say what they believe.
So I've been told by Spencer that my audio was coming in all weird, and that's probably because I had it hooked up to this headset.
Oh,
and not
that's what it was. It was your breathing too.
So again, apologies for being a boomer with my Ramadan brain. I don't know if you caught any of that. Jay, I'm sure you probably did a little bit, but it was coming in all weird.
Yeah.
Did you catch any of it?
What, your voice?
Yeah, what I was saying.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I
caught what you were saying. No.
It was just
we could just hear your breathing and stuff. Like it was just, yeah. There we go.
Big news.
Big news.
Roy said it's just the 5 on the evening show. I forgot about that show. I forgot about a lot of Fox shows. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, man. I haven't watched cable and cable news for like ever. Not watched any of that shit for a very long time.
It's terrible. It's so funny because like the only time I'll turn on Fox is for to see what's happening on Tucker, because he always has something like wild and different. He'll talk about aliens from time to time. Like he had Elon Musk on the last 2 nights, and I don't know if I didn't see tonight's because I was just, my version of prepping for the show was not watching any TV, and also eating and sleeping. But yesterday he had Elon Musk on talking about AI and how it's absolutely like he helped create. Like Elon Musk was a massive proponent in helping build what I think it's OpenAI, and now he's looking back on it and is like, what the fuck did I do? But with that being said, and I think Fitzy motherfucking Cent, he wanted us to talk about the power of AI and how you have great things like AI trying to dominate the world, but then you have terrible things like presidents playing video games like Elden Ring. I mean, let's just soak this in, shall we?
Hey, do you all want to watch me play Elden Ring?
Sure. What type of build do you have?
I'm rocking a strength/dex build with bleed weapons.
What game is that? Is that Minecraft or something?
No, it isn't Sleepy Joe, you fucking retard. It's Elden Ring. Do you even know what year it is?
Isn't it like 2012 or something? I was banging your mom before I joined the VC.
You all calm the fuck down. I'm trying to watch Trump get his ass beat by Radon.
Fuck, you mean get my ass beat? I'm about to first try this shit. Just watch you fucking shitters.
Who are you calling a shitter? I'd fucking kick your ass in Clash Royale.
That's the only fucking game you're good at, Joe. If we ran up box fights right now, you'd think we were playing Bloons Tower defense halfway through, dumbass.
All I'm hearing is someone who's mad that their mom got absolutely railed just minutes ago.
Are you sure you're going to first try this shit?
Just like your mom.
Shut the fuck up, both of you. I got this shit. I just got to get these summons.
You definitely be a summon user, Lamau. How bad are you?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean, Barack?
You're telling me you haven't completed the game no hits 7 times in a row already?
Go take a fucking shower, you loser. How about you get some bitches 7 times in a row?
Well, you would know a lot about
Talking Donald.
What about shutting the fuck up? Do you retards not understand? I'm trying to defeat Radon right now.
Why the hell are you running backwards?
To get this summon over here?
Wow, that shit didn't even work.
Why the fuck are you talking, Sleepy Joe? You thought this was Minecraft 2 minutes ago.
I was also clapping your mom's brains out 2 minutes ago.
Will you shut the fuck up about my mom already? Everyone knows damn well you haven't felt the inside of a pussy in 40 years, dipshit.
Dog, you are really fucking ass at this. Holy shit,
If you all just shut the fuck up.
It's so good.
That is the power of AI.
Have you ever heard the hit AI song for Drake and The Weeknd?
No, I haven't. Do you have that?
I'll do it. No, I mean, if you search it on YouTube, it's probably be like the first one to get to come up. It's insane. It's insane, like how much it sounds like him. The guy, he did the whole thing on AI. Like he did AI lyrics, and then he did the AI voice for Drake and for The Weeknd. And people are like raving about it, saying this is going to be the new hit song and all that kind of stuff. And when he was first playing it, they thought it was a secret Drake drop.
No way.
Yeah, they thought it was just a secret Drake drop of a song that was coming out. It's absolutely nuts how good it sounds.
All right, let me see if I can find here. Let me share my screen so you guys can see. I don't know which is the right one. I love how we just like this episode went from Fox News to talk the Fox News Dominion lawsuit to the Drake Weekend AI songs. Let's see. Is it this one?
Yeah, this is it. It's so good.
This is all AI?
All AI.
No way.
She know what she need, she blessed, give it my best, I got my heart on my sleeve with a knife in my back, what's with that, 21, I love him, then my brother, that's my stack, Metro made the beat, so you know that it's gon' slap, it's gon' slap,
no way, bro.
Talking
This is
to
scary.
a diva, yeah, she on my nerves. She think that I need her, kick her to the curb. All I know is you could have had the world, yeah, you on my world. Got these girls on my neck, got these girls on my chest.
They got Weekend too. Holy
It's
shit.
a fucking nuts.
Never for a job, it's a fancy door. And she way out the store. I got my heart on my sleeve with the city on my back. Ain't no cap. Says she from Toronto, but can't find it on the map. That's on me. I put it in the
And it sounds like something like Drake would write. Like I was with my especially the beginning one about Selena, and then and Justin Bieber, and then The Weeknd is stating like she claims she's from Toronto, but she can't find it on the map. Like this is like real fucking like lyrics that you could
pass off as legit.
Yeah, they would have some ghostwriter write.
This is gonna completely ruin the music industry.
Oh, I think there's going to be some protection around it when it comes to copyrights and stuff like that. I really do. I don't think that, for example,
I mean,
the guy,
you now have to protect people's actual like
voices,
their intellectual property through like their voices, and their like musical talent now becomes like a protected IP, like, or you have to like get approval to. Like they're gonna police that shit so hard.
They're gonna have to, and now being able to hear, like when we were watching the gaming, and you could hear the president's voices and all that kind of stuff. Like, what's gonna and Joe Biden is very, very stupid. But what would stop, like, scamming is gonna go to another level. You're gonna get a call from another person, and that person is gonna use AI voice to pretend they're Donald Trump and ask you for donations personally, and all of this type of different shit. Like the level of scamming that you can commit to older people, especially the boomer class now, who don't know anything about this. I mean, before
looks like I'm gonna get scammed out of some money.
Oh, out of your mind. I mean, because the older generation before the boomers were getting scammed left and right, and still some of the boomers scammed left and right over Nigerian prince. Now millennials are going to get scammed the fuck out with fake phone calls, AI phone calls. That's what's going to happen. So,
and interestingly enough, like there was in that discussion that was had between Tucker and Elon Musk about AI, is that like specifically with like, and it's kind of funny how it all kind of comes back to like court proceedings. Like you can't have, criminal trials or civil trials done in the same way, because with the advent of AI, anything can be fabricated, literally anything. In fact, I'm surprised that Fox News hosts didn't. I know that they remained like radio silent on all the like text messages that were leaked or made public. If they were smart enough, which they're not, they would have basically said that's all AI, that's all Chat GPT. Like they could have.
This it only
could have saved their own skin
until now. Now it's really, really started to be as good as it is, but it happened quick. Like it happened really, really quick because, well, it feels like it happened really quick because we're like Chat GPT was like 2 months ago, and now we're having songs being created by AI. Like it's fucking nuts how quick this whole thing is going to unravel and go in. I mean, I'm doing for my company, I'm doing ads and also like marketing campaigns and everything all through ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Like I have it write an ad for me, and then I say I need this to be in the style of an 80s car commercial, and so tell me where to go and what to use and give me links. And then I just copy and paste what they wrote for me in the fucking AI generator, and then boom, I have my ad.
I had a couple. The only time I actually used like ChatGPT was actually to make titles for some of my gaming streams. So the ones for like Elden Ring. Let me see. What was the most recent one that I've done that involved? It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, I had to like change it up, but this is basically what I changed it up just ever so slightly. I don't know if you could see it. It might. Oh, hold up. This is classic Boomer Siraj moment here. So the title is The Long-Awaited Elden Ring. It was supposed to be like a journey through a world of like something and something, and I just changed it to Simpson Incels.
Simpson Incels?
Yeah, just to like give it that, the Habibi spin.
Right.
So, but the shit that they come up with is crazy, man. It's
you can also go to like Bing and tell
the
them
Bing, the AI image generator.
Yeah, then you say you want a gaming thumbnail, and you can put your pictures in it, and they'll create a gaming thumbnail for you without like you don't have to do jack shit. It's fucking insane how easy and quick all of this stuff is going to start to like unravel and be used.
So
and
it's
a lot
funny
of
because
jobs can be taken. A lot of jobs.
All right, so
like, shit.
All right, so Jay, real quick, because like we talk about, we have literally two stories back to back. One in which Fox News and Dominion lawsuit, everybody at least to the left of Attila the Hun is calling it basically an attack on democracy. And then you have like an actual legitimate threat with AI and how it could basically, crush, everything that we've ever built. Like, so there's a paradox. It's like something called the Fermi paradox. It's I don't know if I'm gonna pull it up because I'm gonna absolutely just my Ramadan brain is going to butcher the shit out of this. But
I'm sorry, because we were talking about this and everything. I was looking up other ways that also in school, like people are going to be cheating. Mm-hmm. So the first tweet that comes up is like, teachers, AI is a disaster. How am I going to know who is cheating? And student, and it's a report that's handed in, and the first paragraph is, I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, I am not able to complete this assignment. However, I can provide you with some guidance. This is like how you're copying somebody else's name and putting it on your own test. Like, holy shit.
So good.
Fucking hilarious.
Joshin over here on Locals on the non-pores chat says, look at Siraj and his furry paradox. I didn't even get to my Fermi paradox, but it's basically about like, if you're not familiar with the Fermi paradox, it's the discrepancy between the lack of conclusive evidence of advanced extraterrestrial life and apparently high a priori likelihood of its existence. That is loosely what I'm trying to talk about. But if we were to think of how, and this is also interesting too, because in the Elon Musk interview, he doesn't believe that aliens exist.
Right.
And, like how does anyone know whether aliens exist or not, right? But then we run into the issue of, if there were aliens out there, would we actually know about it? Because they could have been long extinct. They could have created something that had destroyed their entire society, basically a trigger of mass self-destruction. And that brings me to AI, in which, is this the tool that it ends up being like the nuclear device for human civilization and society, that we create something that's smarter than humans and is constantly learning, that it then becomes sentient and destroys all life? Because we've seen tons and tons of like, dystopian movies where like machines take over. And how are we so certain, Jay, that we're not currently living in one, are we living in the matrix simulation right now, or two, are we about to enter it, or assimilation? Are we assimilating into the simulation?
Well, and he was asked a question like that before. He's like, what's the probability that we are in, simulation 0, which means like this is the first simulation and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that in and of itself is almost like a Fermi paradox too, because it's not something that you can easily disprove, and there's a lot of evidence that can be piled on top of each other to point to the direction that we're in a simulation as well. I don't think we're in a simulation because the way I feel when I eat ass, that love, that passion, like that heat inside, I don't think a computer would understand how to simulate that in a program.
All right. So this is where humans will always have a leg up on AI and robots. As soon as a robot learns to eat ass better than a human, it's over. Game over. Right. Because all of a sudden, Jay, you're basically gonna have your job outsourced. I mean, why would any girl want to be like, ooh, I want to get with Jay, when they basically can just like buy a robot that eats ass better than you?
Right.
That's that once that happens, the riots will begin. The jihad, 9/11 on the robots.
That is when men will actually get band together and ban AI and robots. But
it's really like I wrote into ChatGPT just now while you were talking to me, is like, explain the Fermi paradox as if I was a 3-year-old. So it goes, hi there. The Fermi paradox is a big question that grown-ups like to ask about space. Do you know what it is? So imagine you're playing hide and seek with your friends, but you can't find them anywhere. You look in all the usual hiding spots, but nobody's there. That's kind of what the Fermi paradox is like, but with aliens in space. There are lots and lots of stars and planets out there, and some of them might have aliens living on them, but we haven't seen any aliens yet or heard from them. How does this know that a child, a 3-year-old, would know what an alien is?
This is like the woke child theory on Twitter. Like, you have a woke child basically saying,
or you have
Wakanda forever.
Or you have a trans child who knows that they can be a man or a woman at age 3.
Yeah, just having these profound, astute analyses about geopolitics. Like, no, you're 3. Shut the fuck up, kid, and eat your applesauce.
Exactly.
I don't know what 3-year-olds eat.
No, it's really insane. And also, wood chipping on Rumble brings up a good point too, because there's also another theory called the Great Filter as well. So that means that civilization can only reach to a certain point before it hits a filter, or not only civilization, or ceiling, and then it cannot pass to the next stage of evolution, or the next stage of being able to, like, for example, we are able to continually grow, like going to the moon wasn't a filter. Sending probes through the solar system is not a filter. Maybe a filter is that we won't be able to produce a type of engine that would allow us to get out of the Earth's atmosphere without using gas, for instance, or a propelling engine. So that could be one way that, like, because we can't evolve outside of that, we will just die here on Earth.
Yeah,
and that could be a
I'm glad wood chipping brought that up, because that was like the missing piece of the puzzle that I was trying to remember. Again, my Ramadan brain really showing itself. But yes, I mean, so the reason I bring up these two different like stories, the Dominion voting defamation lawsuit and AI, and like the dominating story, and it's the one that we led off with, was the Fox News settle with Dominion voting systems. But we have these like an undercurrent, like an underbelly of all these stories happening in America and around the world about things that are obviously problematic, but nobody seems to want to talk about them. And if they do talk about them, they're done in a very, they're dismissing it, they're poo-pooing it, like they don't think it like has any legs. But this is the shit that like we were just talking about, that could literally end up being the death of, like, it's something we create to destroy ourselves. Could be and I'm not trying to be like all doom and gloom, Jay. Like, you know me, I just have Ramadan brain, so like I'm very emotional right now. I'm like a like a woman. And I can say that now because it's 2023, and if I identify as a woman, then you have to respect me as such.
Right. I mean, but there's more than just the songs that the AI is able to do as well. I mean, you should see the video clips that it makes. You should see the art it makes, or like, for example, it would say, make Family Guy in the form of an 80s sitcom, and it looks fucking phenomenal. It looks amazing. Same thing. It did make The Office into an anime, for instance, and you would have like the opening of an anime with
no way.
Yeah, it's. I mean, go ahead and put it on YouTube. Write The Office in the form of an anime, or AI creates The Office in anime, or as anime.
Oh hell! Oh my god! All right, let me just show you this. This is insane. I'm actually glad we're doing this because like my brain is shot, but this is great entertainment. No,
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh whoa.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is one of them. There's like other ones. So this is like in the form of a 70s anime. And this is amazing.
Music. This is so good.
It's so good. There's
so is this the one? If
that's another one. Yeah, this one. This was really good. Creep.
No way.
I know, Michael looks so good.
Oh my god. I think everything about that, look, it's both great and scary, and I think we should take it with a grain of salt. Spencer said South Park had an episode about Chat GPT. It was partially written by Chat GPT.
What? That is amazing. That is hilarious if that's true. If they did that,
I'm gonna have to go find that. I'm gonna have to search for that. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the Habibi Power Hour. I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. And go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. And also $5 a month to join our locals, where we get you get access to our Discord server. You get access to the non-ports chat, which is happening right now on locals. And then we get the Jackbox games. We are actually setting aside time now on the weekends to play Jackbox games. So go ahead, check that out. Got a promo code JenRubin for 2069, 2 months free on that subscription. So we talked about the Fox News lawsuit. The Dominion voting system lawsuit. And they settled with Fox News. And then we talked about how AI is dominating everything, and there's almost like it's just, again, seems like such a niche story, yet is pretty important how no one is talking about it. It almost seems, Jay, like it's by design. It's by design. Got to drink to that. No, but there's a couple other political stories that are happening right now. Jay, which one do you want to talk about next? You've been pretty big about the Clarence Thomas stuff. You want to explain what's going on there?
Yeah, it's okay. So basically, this what is that publication called?
Publica.
Publica.
Pro Pubics.
I was going to say
pro pubic hair.
That's what I was going to say. So Pro Publica
is a publication that is supposedly independent, but is completely funded by a Democratic I think, PAC or fund. And they are basically reporting on the finances of Clarence Thomas, specifically with his friend Harlan. I forget his last name, but Harlan Harlan Crow. Sorry, he's a conservative billionaire, and is good friends with Clarence Thomas. And basically, him and Clarence Thomas went on vacations together. They used his yacht. They would use his private jet and those things. And what ProPublica is insinuating here is that Clarence Thomas was bribed by Harlan Crow with all of these lavish gifts, they want to call it, because he never disclosed them.
Yeah,
but their disclosing rule wasn't there when they were taking these vacations before. So Clarence Thomas didn't have to disclose them. He didn't have to disclose them.
Wait, really?
The rule, yes. And then later
basically...
on, after a little bit, they were starting to state that, anything you guys do outside, or any gifts you receive, or any trips or anything like that, has to be disclosed to the Supreme Court.
When did they put that rule in place? Do you know?
I don't remember when I was reading it, but it was, I think it was a few years, or like years after all of this. And this is all regurgitated news too. This stuff was reported on in 2012. So everything we're reading right now is all regurgitated news. None of this is
11
new.
years old.
None of this is new. This has been first reported on, I think, with somebody from MSNBC. And it was reported in 2012. These are not new revelations that are coming out right now. And the biggest one that they're trying to hit on right now is that Harlan Crow purchased property from Clarence Thomas.
And that was like his childhood home, right?
He purchased it, and there were 3 owners of the home. So we have to put that in perspective too. It wasn't just Clarence Thomas's home. It was 3 owners to the home. And he bought it for only $133,000, which was basically fair market value. It wasn't above fair market value. It wasn't below. It wasn't anything. It was fair market value, and it was split between 3 people. So you're gonna come here and tell us that Clarence Thomas can be bought with $33,000 or some shit. Like this is basically what they're insinuating here.
They will never rest until they get him out of the Supreme Court.
Right, and you can see it right here with Mehdi Hassan. Here, Mehdi Hassan completely says it out loud that every single one of the fucks, every one of them who's trying to push this story, every one of them who is pushing this story, people we know, people we're friends with, people who are in the media industry, all of them who are pushing this story the way that they're pushing it are pieces of shit, because they know this is the underlining reason behind it. It is the original sin that they will always be against, and that is Clarence Thomas being the first, being a black man, a prominent black man on the Supreme Court.
First conservative black justice.
Second
black justice total.
That was put there by conservatives. They fucking hate it. They hate it because he is a black man that doesn't follow their ideologies completely. He is not an emotional judge that will rule based on feeling or public opinion. He goes by the book and by the law and what is written, and they hate that shit. They fucking hate. That's why they have shit like Sted Moyo or whatever the fuck her name is, who's absolutely a fucking joke. Like, I know more about the law from my watching Suits for first season than she does on the Supreme fucking Court.
It's been a minute.
By public opinion. Like that's the thing. Like we have these stupid fucking Supreme Court justices coming up and stating that I'm ruling this way because of public opinion, or we should rule this way because of public opinion. Like that in of itself should get those people thrown off of the Supreme Court. That is a disqualifier to be on the Supreme Court. And because they have,
are we sure, Jay, that go ahead. I was just gonna say that, like, are we sure that like Mehdi Hassan is actually expressing an original thought here, or did he plagiarize it?
He probably plagiarized it, like he did most of his work.
All of his work. You hate to see
and
it,
of
right
course
there.
he plagiarized it. He plagiarized it straight from the Democratic what's it called?
Points.
Talking points and shit. They hate him on the Supreme Court, and they're going to do whatever they can to get him out. And now they're stating the biggest oh my God is Harlan Crow bought the house, and now Clarence Thomas's mother lives in that house.
No way.
Yep. His mother lives in the house. 94-year-old black woman that they're trying to get kicked out of the house, that they're trying to get her son thrown off of the Supreme Court. And the funny and the thing about it is she still pays the property tax, the insurance on it. All of that is being paid for. Helen Crow is documenting and safekeeping Clarence Thomas's historic life. Like, he wants to make sure that it is going to be cemented for like years to come, because he really believes that, Clarence Thomas is such a historical figure within American politics, within American history, within all of that kind of stuff. So he's trying to safeguard and protect all of those different things that go on. And he's a good friend of Clarence Thomas. I mean, you're telling me it's so funny because, like, when I was living in the UAE and all that kind of stuff, if a friend wanted to go on vacation and wanted me to go with him, but I couldn't afford it, and he had a yacht or he wanted to pay for my ticket and all that kind of stuff, he'll do it out of the graces of his heart. Like, you don't even have to ask. If you're like really friends with some of these type of rich people, you don't even have to ask. They're like, oh, a group of us are going, you're invited, and we're all going. And that's it. And that's what's going to happen. And they're like, trying.
Here's the thing. Here's where, like, they're trying to come up with this narrative that somehow Harlan Crow influenced Clarence Thomas's decision making on a host of landmark cases. Now, Clarence Thomas has almost always been on things, even like things that, like, the rest, he'd be like the lone dissenter. Like, he has been consistent in that regard his entire judicial career on the Supreme Court. It's very tough to convince not just me, but a host of other people that Clarence Thomas somehow, like, it crosses like a corrupt threshold when Harlan Crow is influencing Clarence Thomas's decision making on the court. When it comes to that point, if they have evidence, please, by all means, present it. But until then, like, all it is just a relationship that can be, questioned and, scrutinized. But unless you show, like, actual receipts of, like, one causing, like, Harlan Crow influencing Clarence Thomas, you don't really have anything.
You don't,
especially if the law did not apply to disclosing any of those revenue sources for Clarence Thomas. Like, they're, again, screaming into the void, yelling at clouds.
And the thing and it's so obvious that they're trying to get this to happen, especially a year before an election year. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
They want this to happen before the election year, before next year, because they don't want Biden to have the Biden rule thrown at his face. If they can get him to resign now, so they want to pressure it as much as possible to get him to resign right now.
Yeah,
and they think all of these different kind of little things that they're pointing at are going to be enough to get him thrown out of it, unless you can give us documentation of Harlan Crow saying this is how you should rule on this case. None of it is going to fucking matter. Even his own other Supreme Court judges come to Clarence Thomas's defense, and they say that he is like one of the most integral people that they've ever experienced. Whenever you hear the other justices talk about him, whenever they have a word to say about it, it is absolutely obvious what they're trying to do. And every single one of them that's trying to do this, they are overplaying their hand, and it 100%. Is shitting on their credibility, completely shitting on their credibility.
What's really funny is the added wrinkle of the Senate Judiciary Committee being able to do anything about it, like trying to impeach Clarence Thomas, because one of the added obstacles is the fact that Senator Dianne Feinstein of California, a Democrat, one of the longest serving Democrats in the Senate and one of the oldest, I think she's like 89 years old. She has been out with shingles, recovering from shingles. And all these Democrats are pressuring her to resign. It's just take a moment to just the irony of this is just, delicious. One, their demand, Fetterman goes into a Walter Reed with complaints of depression and having not recovered fully from his stroke that he had last year. They ram him through to become the next U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania, and no one is calling for him to resign over his health concerns. As soon as a senator on the Democratic side, like Dianne Feinstein, is hampering their agenda, it's like, resign, bitch, get out of here.
Yep, they try really fast and really hard to get rid of her, and they were never calling. I mean, she's already. I would have called for her to resign when she was like 68 years old, 100 years ago.
So that she could resign at 69?
Yes. And then live her life for a really good year of 69. But, and man, like people like her, it's just, when you see Dianne Feinstein, when you see Biden, when you see Trump, and you see the ages that they're at and how old they're getting, it's insane to me that we don't, and especially knowing what we know about the human brain when they get to these ages, and I know it's some of them are outliers on it on these issues, but the majority of us deteriorate quickly when we start getting in at those ages.
Yeah, so I mean, look at me now. I'm 35, and my brain is already advanced past the type of dementia that Joe Biden has.
Right. So, and it would be a disservice to the country if we had to vote for you into office.
Exactly. Well,
so you should
that actually makes me probably the best qualified, or at least the most qualified to be president.
Out of everyone else, yeah.
100%.
Essentially.
So
no, but there should be age restrictions for sure.
Rory Metzger on local says what?
No, age restrictions and term limits.
Yeah, we need term limits, and no one in Congress will pass them because everybody in Congress likes staying a career politician.
Yeah.
It's like Jay. It's like it's by design.
It's by design.
Real quick on locals chat, Roy Metzger says, the other day on Twitter, I made the comment that Fetterman, who had a stroke days before the primary, should have dropped out and endorsed Conor Lamb because Democrats in Congress vote pretty much exactly the same way. The Fetterman bots did not like that. Of course they did, because how dare you prevent a proud Hispanic woman from becoming the first female Hispanic senator from Pennsylvania?
Right.
And Giselle Fetterman, who I assume is going to be. I gave it 6 months, Jay. I gave it 6 months.
I gave to be fair to Biden, I gave him 6 months too. I thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
These
people do not buy. These people don't die when you want them to. Death doesn't work on your schedule. Never does.
No. Nope.
Which is both a good and bad thing. Anyways,
you need to go get Earn.
I do need to get Earn. Can I pee first? I'm gonna pee first, and I'm getting.
Yeah, go pee.
Go ahead and read some of the chat. We got. I know on Rumble, Sugar Bread, aka Silver Fox Gamers, said, "What's up? What's up, Habibi?
What's up?"
And Joshin is here. Oh, Jay, just go through the chat. The AI should create earn postcards. You bitches. All right.
Oh yeah, I mean, if honestly, that's what you should do and use it there.
Actually, that's actually not a bad idea.
No, it really isn't.
I should check that out. I'll be right back.
You got it.
I haven't been on locals in so long. I forget how to get on there. So I'm gonna get on right now, so we can look at. Can I go into the Habibi Bros? Jay, what inspired you to speak out against the extremely peaceful religion of Scientology? Honestly, well, I'm actually friends with Tushar, and before that, like I've been watching some documentaries and just lightly reading about it. But then Yashar really pointed me to some people to follow, ex-Scientologists who got out of the religion. Well, it's not a religion. It's a cult. It's a very dangerous cult. I wouldn't consider it a religion at all. And you can see it with the way it grabs people into the cult, and then how it will profit off of that individual for life. This isn't like donating to the Catholic Church or paying zakat to the mosque. Zakat is kind of like a charitable donation. It's said to do once a year in Islam. These two things are wildly different than what is demanded of you within the Scientology. When you go into Scientology, you have to buy the book, and when you after you buy the book, you have to pay for sessions where they are going to try to what they say is be able to dial in your wavelength to the alien spirit that's within you. If you've never read up on this, on Scientology and stuff, so every one of us has an alien species that is a part of us. So they want to dial that into it so you can like spiritually connect with that of what you truly are. And every session costs more and more money. Every session costs more and more money for a book. Every session, every time they want you to, and then when you can't pay anymore, they try to show you how to open more credit cards, how to max out your credit cards, how to take out loans. And if you have anyone in your family that speaks out against it, they convince you that they're the problem. That if your wife is like, "Hey, you're taking all of our savings, we can't buy food. What are you doing paying this last bit of money to Scientology?" And they'll try to coach you on ways to either manipulate her into falling back into supporting you, or try to convince you to leave the relationship as well. And so they force you to cut out. It is a cult. Scientology is 100% a cult. 100% a cult. 100%. And that's why I call a lot of this the transgender ideology and all that kind of stuff a cult. Because when you have teachers telling students not to talk to their parents about what is going on, or keep secrets from them, or tell them your parents aren't your real family if they don't accept you for who you really are. We'll accept you for who you really are. Like this is type of language and type of actions that are 100% part of cults and cult-like behavior. And Scientology is very dangerous in the way that it does it, and it's very dangerous, and it's torn families apart, and it's harmed a lot of people.
and then you have people like Grant Cardone going out and stealing people's and scamming people out of their 401ks, scamming them out of their retirement funds, scamming them out of a lot of shit, and taking that money and donating it to Scientology. And then when they donate it to Scientology, this is non-taxable income that Scientology get. And then the top ranked people within Scientology get to benefit from this pool of money that is non-taxed.
It's crazy.
Non-taxed. And they have to spend money on a lot of different shit. And the funniest thing and the biggest misconception of Scientology that a lot of people have is the amount of people that are actually within Scientology.
The amount of people that are in Scientology?
Yes.
How many? Do you know?
Yes. So they're only about anywhere between 15 to 25,000 worldwide Scientologists.
That's pretty small.
That's it. They make
they
it seem like when you watch the commercials, when you see as if there is like so much activity within the Scientology, like a church of Scientology and stuff. That's all bullshit propaganda. It's all bullshit. I mean, you can go to the one in West Hollywood right now. It's completely empty. Completely empty.
Come.
Same thing down in Washington.
You should come out here and we should go up to Clearwater and see what the Scientology scene is
like you should see some of the documentaries about Clearwater. Like it is insane. Like you have the police that are on their payroll. You have, I mean, like half of the 15,000 Scientologists are in Clearwater within the Society of Clearwater. They will harass you. They will watch you. They will come up to you and yell at you and call you names and do all that kind of stuff. And it's another reason why I like watching their behavior. It completely reminds me of people who are so bought into this transgenderism and the LGBTQ plus whatever. Like they will demonize you if you do not follow their religion. They'll come after you if you try to blaspheme, like, you know, stating men can't get pregnant. That's blasphemy. So they'll come after you, call you bigot, call you a transphobe, yell at you, scream so you can't talk, attack you, all of that kind of stuff, because it's cult-like behavior. Like this is when you're what we're watching with a lot of them, especially when you see them in group settings and everything, and protests. It can get pretty violent. Yeah. But yeah, we should absolutely go to Clearwater. they bought because of all the
we should go wearing like a kafayas and thobes and just looking extra Middle Eastern. Do you think
extra Middle Eastern?
I don't know if they fuck with us.
So down. I'm so down for that shit. Or we can just wear Scientology is bullshit and you guys are fucking retards and walk around it. Down for that.
It's funny because like I know you're out in the LA area, and so like I am sure like the Scientology presence is a lot more is a lot bigger than it is over here. And because I'm like maybe like an hour or so away from Clearwater, but it's one of those things where like you're an hour away from LA, and yet I'm sure like the Scientology presence is pretty strong out on the West Coast, is it not?
Not really. I mean, It's not as big. It seems big because there's like big names within Scientology in Hollywood. So you have like Tom Cruise is the biggest one, of course. Right. You're not seeing much of John Travolta as much as you used to.
Why? Because he's just like he's surpassed his use or something. Sex break date.
That and also like there are like it's an open secret that he's gay, and in Scientology That is very that is not acceptable. It's
haram.
it's haram. It's not being gay is not acceptable in Scientology. So there's that reason why he's been like pushed out into like oblivion. And then also he had that scandal, the massage scandal.
Travolta?
You don't know about John Travolta's massage scandal?
Please enlighten me. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Wow, I didn't know about that. You're telling me now for the first time.
Yeah, and it's kind of old. It's a little old. So like John Travolta massage. So it was basically he had it was like a sexual battery, and then accused of sexual assault by a male masseur. You don't know. This happened all the way back in like 2012 or something. This
wow,
is old.
I'm really
and it was more than just one. It was more than just one person that came out. There was actually 2 or 3 other masseuses that came out as well. That came out with these allegations against. Now it's saying 4 people. 4 male masseuses came out with claiming they were sexually assaulted by John Travolta, and that's one reason why we saw him like really disappear, and it's also why like Miscavige hates John Travolta, hates him.
Oh,
really hates him.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And in this, like in Scientology, they're very against medicine. They're very against psychedelic or mental medication. They're very against that as well. Neural medication. I mean, there was a time where Tom Cruise was very outspoken against it, and talking about like you shouldn't be taking any of these chemicals and putting them in your system and all of that kind of stuff. But the reasoning behind him saying that stuff was because of what he was going through within Scientology, because they say if you take those, it will dampen the connection you have between yourself and your alien spirit that's within you. Oh, dude, it's crazy. Scientology is fucking nuts. What they believe, what they believe, is fucking nuts. It is so fucking
is Scientology crazier than like the current like liberal ideology cult?
Yeah. I mean, the way.
Okay. I just wanted to pause it there.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is really, really bad, but there's a lot of it that goes into play within like leftism and leftists. So like, for example, the one thing that you see happening with leftists is that they will readily say you should cut your family out of your life if they do not follow leftism. So like, for example, you have kids that come out and say, like, especially after college and shit, that say, my father's not my father because he's a racist Republican that votes right wing and all that kind of stuff. So I don't go see my dad. I don't go to family vacations. My uncle is cut out of my life, like all of this different kind of stuff because they don't follow their ideology. And that's one instance that you see leftism really acting like a cult, really, because they find that they're very justified to start saying these things and to cut these people out of their lives because they don't want to 100% align themselves with what leftism is. And the other thing is that leftism believes like if you don't follow my ideology, everyone's going to die. Like you don't hear that on the right. You don't hear that on the right. Do you hear like, the government can be destroyed or the country's falling apart or whatever, but you don't hear them really start saying that like if you don't follow us, like everyone's going to die. Like for example, you don't say everyone's going to die, but you follow leftism, you're going to sterilize children and castrate them. That's right. Just a fact. That's what's going on. But they don't state it like a genocide is happening. If you don't vote for us, then it's white genocide. Or if you don't follow our ideology, then everyone's going to die. are black people.
I mean,
are
like,
going
I
to
haven't
die.
heard. I don't think I've heard the whole white genocide thing as much anymore. But I have heard. Well, there was the whole and I guess I don't know if it was only Tucker who was pushing it, but the the Great Replacement theory.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually supposed to be centered around like white supremacist ideology, but there is that level of like fear that exists with it. Oh my god, Ernie just shit he didn't shit all over me, he shed all over me.
I thought he's like, oh shit. No, they have that as well. And
It's not to the same extent or degree, and it's certainly not as popular a theory as, say like there's trans genocide, or like the earth has 12 years before it's going to go completely extinct because of climate change. Like,
we're 10 years over the predictions that we're supposed to go over. We're 10 years over those predictions.
It's crazy.
Yeah, of course. There are some theories and stuff within the right, like the Great Replacement theory. And it's always so stupid because
like even like the border, right? The border issue, like it is a problem, right? But
it is a problem.
I don't know if it's like to the level of like, and again, like the border it's like what defines pretty much every single country is their border.
Mm-hmm.
And like that is a cogent point. And then I think to the degree of saying like we're all going to die, I haven't seen that level of rhetoric at least popularized among right-wing circles. I mean,
no,
the idea of like
but it's probably going to happen because I mean
probably
the way that it's been divided and everything, like there's no middle ground, and you cannot have middle ground anymore, it looks like, because right when you bring up maybe we shouldn't be putting kids at the ages of 8 on hormone blockers or castrating them or anything like that, or they'll just demonize you completely. There's no middle ground. Like they don't even want to acknowledge what's coming out of Europe right now with the reverse on a lot of this gender.
They don't even want to recognize.
Crap.
They don't even want to acknowledge what's happening with kids in Chicago. Like literally the mayor-elect Brandon Johnson is condoning all the rioting happening by these groups of teenagers that are going in and robbing and looting stores and just destroying like businesses. Like what we had, I don't know if we have any footage. Do we actually have any legit footage that's not? Can you like post it? Or yeah, he's got it. Thank you, Spencer.
Oh yeah, this one. This is kind of heartbreaking. This woman who goes into her locker.
So she is.
This is the next day.
That's the Walmart.
Yeah.
Look at this.
God, you would think like a hurricane had hit it.
Food for my kids, G. Look at this. Came in the store to try to buy something because I'm not a thief. Look at this.
That's insane.
In my hood, can't even get no food for my kids. Babies need milk. Can't even get nothing for my kids, bro.
That looks like a disaster zone. Are we
I feel
like
an animal? And black people made me feel like an animal. Y'all did this to us. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the store. Look at this. But this is what we're fighting for. This is honoring George Floyd. People who already couldn't feed their kids, now they really can't feed their kids. Look at this. I am so devastated right now.
No, this happened again. We're certain this happened in 2023 and not 2020, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
for us
it's insane.
Okay.
Like this
yeah, this is the next day from the riots and stuff.
We'll never be honest and be real about what's really going on. Y'all are so wrong for this. You came in your neighborhood and fucked up your shit. I'm not a thief. I'm not coming in this store and stealing nothing. And ain't nobody gonna turn me into no animal or make me feel like a thief.
It is pretty crazy how
y'all off once again.
For some of these rioters and looters, they're specifically destroying their own communities.
Oh yeah. And like, for example, the George Floyd riots that happened in Minnesota. I mean, some people are saying it's going to take decades for them to recover economically over it. And it's their own people. Like a woman was talking about how she's now going to have to drive anywhere between 20 to 30 miles to go to the next town in order to go to the next like grocery store.
Insane.
20, 30 miles to go to the next grocery store from where she was.
So
then,
I want to. So this is actually from Clownworld. This tweet's actually been deleted, but it's in the response to the tweet that we had of the video we just Spencer just shown. So this says a second Chicago Walmart has been looted. Community note had been added saying this video is from the George Floyd riots in the summer of 2020 at the Kenwood Chicago Walmart neighborhood market. So yeah, maybe not in 2023, but this whole idea, like the summer of love, looks like we're heading for a summer of love part two.
Chicago, but this is now a string of, like, Walmart announced that they're closing 4 of their main stores in Chicago. 4.
And that's on top of what other stores have closed, Jay.
In Portland, you had REI closed down.
They're leaving
Portland, which is
completely
insane because people love going outdoors in Portland. So maybe now they're going to actually put something in place. So they're leaving. In San Francisco, you had Walgreens leaving. You had Whole Foods leaving. You had all of these people, and they're all stating the same thing. They're losing money in the place, and they're leaving. And you have other people coming out and saying, "Oh, this is racist. Oh, this is what I like." The fat fuck on MSNBC with the afro hair, or you have the Henry Rogers coming out and stating that this is all racism. No, Henry Rogers. Okay.
Henry Rogers.
No.
I was just trying to give some context to the Habibis
who fucking like corn rolls he tries to put on, that he was able to have the privilege of being going through schools and privileged universities and all that kind of stuff to go around and grift like a fucking piece of shit over his goddamn racial theories,
anti-racist.
And anti-racism garbage. Henry Rogers will go out and say that it's racist and it is harmful for the corporations to leave. And I'm like, dude, it's a fucking business. You have a lot of small businesses that are also going to leave these places, and then you're going to have nothing left over there except for a dumb fuck mayor who says that the only people that needs to go over and stop all this, it's not police, it's not it's the first responders. We need social workers out there. Yeah. Go put a social worker out there when they're looting. See what happens. Go put a social worker out there. A social worker is not going to defend your small business. Not even police are going to defend your small business. You need to arm yourself. People need to arm themselves. You should see what happened to a gas station in Compton.
What happened?
There's a video. There's videos on it. Just Google the LA Compton gas station. That's all you have to Google. You're gonna see some crazy shit.
I'm scared.
And we run a couple of gas stations here, and the thing is like, arm yourself. Somebody walks in like that, you shoot them. You just fucking shoot them in the face. I don't give a fuck. None of that. I don't care what it is or who it is.
All right.
Or what happens.
We're obviously
your life is worth more to yourself than anyone else's life that's walking through that fucking door that's going to try to come and harm you, harm your property, harm your family or anything like that. You defend yourself and you defend your property.
Okay, so we're obviously not advocating for violence against anyone. All Jay is saying is protect yourself.
See, like this right here. I mean, I am shooting a full magazine through that fucking door. A full magazine. And I will reload it. And even though here in California, you're only supposed to have a 10-thing magazine, I will have 5 of them with me.
Octopus Knight on Rumble says, what if they ring the doorbell first? Oh my God. It's only common courtesy to open the door and to ask what they want. If they put a gun in your face, then, you have obviously the license to defend yourself. But don't be like that 84-year-old racist fucking who shot a 16-year-old black kid, Ralph
for ringing
Yarl,
the doorbell
to the wrong house. Like, come on, people. Like,
Have
No,
at least a little bit more
that's
sense than
too
that.
far. Yes, but this type of thing where they're coming in to steal your property and ruin your business and ruin your livelihood and ruin all
Beat
that
the
kind of
shit out
stuff.
of you.
Yeah, they will beat the shit out of you. These people do not give a fuck. They will beat the shit out of you. These are the type of people that hit their teachers going through school. These are the type of people who have no fathers in their households. There's a
Probably no
statistic in
parent.
Chicago.
Probably their moms are probably absent too.
I tweeted out a statistic in Chicago. It's fucking insane. In the year of 2022, 80% of the children born to Black mothers were born out of wedlock. 80% in 2012.
That's insane.
It has been an absolute disaster, especially in places like Chicago, when it's the single mother rate within the Black community, and within the white community, it rose up to like 30%.
For children being born out of wedlock.
Well, not just out of just being raised by single mothers.
Oh, well, I mean, it's pretty fascinating, and maybe this is like, again, this is a societal problem. It's not a racial problem, because this is something that happens. Like, it's not one single group that's happening to exclusively. Like, it's happening.
It's a cultural problem, and
it
it's
is
not
a cultural
happening in the
societal
Asian.
problem.
It's not happening in the Asian community, and it's not happening in the Arab community, and it's not happening in these places. It is a cultural.
What is the
problem.
Common denominator across these groups that are not seeing a rise of single parent households?
Social conservative cultures. They're very social conservative
values.
So you have work ethic within the Asian community, the teaching, nuclear family type of.
Whoa, you can't say the N word like that.
Nuclear family.
There you go. That's better.
They have a lot, and the upbringing within it as well. When we're talking about the importance of school, talking about the importance of studying, the discipline that goes into it, all of these different things, especially within our cultures as well. I mean, most fathers within Indian communities want their sons to be doctors or engineers.
And
90%, 99%.
And I made sure to prove my Bubba wrong. Sorry, Bubba.
Yes.
Who, by the way, it was his birthday the other day on April 14th.
And if your dad wasn't assimilated in American culture as much as he would have disowned you and beat the shit out of you. 100%. And it's the same thing with my dad too. I mean, you should have seen what happened. Like my uncles, who are just like a year older than my dad, who didn't come here for university, for instance, or didn't come to live here, who stayed in Lebanon. The way they would beat their kids for not going or becoming doctors or going to university or going to classes and stuff.
I also think, Jay, and this is like, and maybe this is, I'm looking at a 10,000 foot look view here, because there is a different emphasis, or I guess a different mindset that you have when you start a family, you have children. Some people see it as a selfish thing, in the sense that, like, or at least their mindset doesn't change, and that they only think about themselves first and not about their children or their family. And you can't like reprogram people that easily, that quickly. A lot of it is just from like societal rot, how like commercialized we put value on like families being broken up because we want the mom to be working, we want them to be a career woman, we want the dads to be more present at home, but some of them are just like, they're trying to support the family as well. There's just like I don't know if it's just sex, money, and drugs, and like that's just there's just so many different factors here that you could point to and say that X, Y, and Z led to this, but it's a lot more complicated than that. But I do think that at least the common denominator about the social conservative values that you bring up, I feel like that's at least something that keeps families together.
Right. Or the Asian families and Arab families and stuff together, for sure. I mean, like through the statistical leanings that you can see, like
a like not having a kid before marriage or before you're 21 greatly indicates like how you will succeed in life as a person. So if you're having like 6 kids out of wedlock before you turn 23, you're going nowhere in life, and your children are going to be absolute garbage. So you're already giving them a less start. Like, for example, my dad's dad was born in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
He was out of 6 other kids. And it's always this type of, story you hear
big family,
day in, day out. But he like rose himself out of being in a poor situation to being able to own a store in Lebanon, to own a couple of things of property in Lebanon, all that kind of stuff. And then from there, even though my dad was still born when he was poor, my grandfather's like fruits of his labor was coming in, where he was able to at least try to send my dad to school here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another step up that it was able to put him on. And then my dad went to school and was able to provide a environment where I didn't have to, starve one night, or I didn't have to fight for anything one night or anything like that. So that gave me another step up.
Mm-hmm.
Not because my great grandfather was a slave. That had nothing to do with where we are now and how we were able to be.
I will say that for some people, they take stock in being a perpetual victim. Like our society, at least American society, highly values. I mean, this whole idea of being a victim is a commodity. It's profitable. It's something that you can turn into dollars and advance your, a career or whatever agenda it may be. And that's translated. It came from the home and basically became commercial. But one thing that's interesting, Jay, and maybe this is hitting the nail on the head. Maybe what we're advocating for is for everyone to become an incel. Right, Jay?
Yeah. And if you need help in being an incel, Siraj is going to be making a list to go with his postcards on what games to be playing and movies to be watching, and what kind of music to listen to.
We have a couple more things. First of all, it looks like Rory sent us this gem here on the locals chat, and that is a completely different subject. What are you doing, Spencer? Oh my God.
Oh wow. She actually
took mine down to put his up.
She actually put this in. She actually did this. Like actually did this.
So the tweet reads, Jennifer Rubin tweeted, who is your Twitter twin? Jen Rubin and equals George Conway, in which J Rubin blogger and GT Conway 3D are Twitter twins. I wish I could make this stuff up, but I can't. It's just amazing. Just incredible. Chef's kiss. So that's amazing. A thing. Amazing. No, Jay, so like, if anything, we just got to keep it in our pants, right? Keep it. Maybe it's something as simple as just being responsible. Like taking some accountability and being responsible.
That is so racist. That's a dog whistle.
Whoa, Jay, I didn't say the N-word with the hard R like you did just a few moments ago.
I say responsibility. You said the hard R.
I say it nuclear. You said nuclear. That's racist, Jay. Can't say it like that. Terrible. So, let's see. Roy Mesker says the first listed in the list queen are Twitter twins. Yeah, George Conway's the first number one on the list.
The first number one on the list.
So, we went for like a good hour, 35-ish minutes here on, at least according to the start time on YouTube and not on Rumble. So it's like an hour 30 on Rumble. because of my boomer ass. This is actually the last show before the end of Ramadan. So happy Eid Mubarak to all of you who are tuning in and observing Ramadan and fasting for Ramadan and celebrating Eid, which is basically just me watching and wishing myself a Eid Mubarak. And then the second thing is happy early birthday to Habibi Power Hour, turning 3 years old on Saturday, April 22nd. Jay, can you believe it's been 3 years since we started doing this show?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I honestly can't. It's fucking insane.
It's insane. We started it because of the COVID lockdowns, and we just got bored because we were stuck in the house and we couldn't go in. So we were getting like all our work done mad early, and then we were like, "Hey, you want to just stream something?" And we just did it. Did it on Instagram at first.
On Instagram,
and
yeah.
Then we started doing it on YouTube, and then we started like having a bunch of guests on, and
just went from there.
the Habibi. So Spencer with his caption: "The Habibi Bros are turning 3 years old soon, and yet we're still old enough for the Lincoln Project."
Mashallah.
Mashallah. I'd say we're too old. We're too old for the Lincoln Project, actually. So, Spencer, you want to jump in here and say hello?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. They're right there ish. Fuck there, and then they're below.
Wow.
Follow us everywhere.
This is Spencer is literally the worst producer known to me. But we love him for it. So
always and forever.
Thank you, Spencer. And thank you to Ben Morrissey for his work on the list.
Special announcement. You're both fired.
What's up? You're all fired. One last thing, and that is there won't be a list this week because this Thursday night is the start of Eid. So I'm going to be out of commission, but we'll be back next week for Habibi Power Hour. Jay, I'm sure you're probably going to do some gaming over the weekend if you're not working at the LA Compton gas station.
No, I'm thinking maybe same time we did last Sunday if you're available.
Yeah, I'm hoping if I'm back in town.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be traveling a little bit. So
but
$5 a month. Yeah, join that locals.
So you can go ahead and game with us and get on.
You can actually hang
and get on stream with us as well, because you'll be able to get on stream with us. We're gonna play the game, get audience members playing with us and everything.
You don't have to like show. You don't have to turn your camera on. We just need audio. We just want to or just having a voice chat on Discord as part of it. So if you're cool with that, join the Discord server. Fried Piper says join Discord server and get raided by the FBI. So that's going to happen. For the Habibi Bros, I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
And this has been Habibi Power. Thank you so much for joining us. Peace and masalama.